EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for December 30th, 2020. In this video, we're going to go over the detail as we see it right now with this system coming in here on not only tonight, but again on Friday. Friday could have some wintry implications to it, so at least some freezing rain, at least in the morning hours for some areas. Might hang on a little bit longer further north and east, but we're going to go into a little bit more finely tuned detail over the next 2 days. Today we're doing a video. We're doing another video again tonight for New Year's Eve, but then we're going to do what we did last week, where we skipped a day there for the. We're not doing a video on New Year's Eve for New Year's Day, so there will be some detail put into this video here with regard to this system, and then we're going to kind of fine-tune that again with the video we record Wednesday night for Thursday, which is New Year's Eve, because we're going to be dealing with this mess on Friday morning, it looks like, for some areas. So first and foremost, we have partly to mostly cloudy skies today, we'll call it, and then we have a cold front moving toward the region that's going to move through overnight. It's going to bring a few rain and or snow showers to the region. Further south will be rain showers. Could be some snow showers further inland here, far northwestern areas and parts of northeast PA. But I think this is a generally light thing with this front, which is going to settle just south of the Mason-Dixon line as we get into late morning and early afternoon. So the precipitation is going to shut off, and this front's going to hang down just south of the Mason-Dixon line here on Thursday evening and overnight. So at the same time, we're going to have high pressure building in over the top here. So this is going to set up a cold air damming situation here for Friday morning. This same frontal boundary that is now stalled off to our south is going to return northward as a warm front, and because of that, you're going to have warm air aloft overriding colder air at the surface when it comes in, and you can get some freezing rain. It looks like the best chance for that to occur is going to be along I-78 and points north, and especially points north, where you can get some accumulating or accruing for freezing rain, and they could have a little bit of some issues here with that freezing rain before it does change over to rain during the evening and overnight. We're actually going to get a surge of temperatures there as well. So I want to give you the synoptic overview first. Now we're going to go over to the NAM high-res future simulator radar, and I'm going to start this off overnight tonight. This is just before midnight here, and you have this cold front moving toward the region. And again, it's just light precipitation, but there could be some mixing in here, especially across northeast PA, north central PA, maybe even some snow before it ends here. Change over to snow as the colder air works in, but further south we're looking at just a few showers. But there's not a lot of precipitation with this, especially as this continues to move off to the south. So any leftover morning shower in the central areas and especially would be coming to an end very early. You might have a few showers lingering down near the Philadelphia metro back to Lancaster here in the morning hours before this front settles off to the south and just stalls down there. Okay, so we're not going to have any precipitation throughout the day here on New Year's Eve itself after those morning showers end. And temperatures will be a little bit milder on Thursday, with temperatures getting back into the middle 40s, it looks like, for highs on Thursday. Now, once we get into Thursday night, the temperatures are going to crash because we have high pressure off to the north, and it's just funneling in cold air in advance of this precipitation that's going to be coming back northward on Friday morning. Okay, so the temperatures are going to drop down quite a bit for that. Here is, let me get to the next image here, which is before I get to that freezing rain image. I want to get over to a different vantage point, which is the freezing rain when it comes in here. And this is the 12-kilometer NAM is going to show, because it's a little bit out of range for the 3-kilometer. Again, the new updated video I do on Wednesday night for New Year's Eve will have the 3-kilometer NAM in range. It'll give it better detail other than this composite reflectivity we're looking here on the NAM. But it gives you a general idea of this rain moving northward, and it's going to run into that cold air, and you can see some freezing rain taking place at least along I-78 and points north, we think, and further south it would just be rain, and that's going to continue off to the north and east, and during the course of the afternoon it's going to change over up here, where it's going to hang on a little bit longer, and then eventually ends as just plain rain as we get into late evening or part of the overnight on Friday night. Okay, so that's going to be it for the precipitation. As you can see here, that pretty much shuts off. Might have a few lingering showers that go into very late on Friday night, but that would be the extent of it. And then here is the freezing rain accrual. And I think, again, this is not something I want you to pay attention to the amounts necessarily. Again, this is something that's going to be fine-tuned. The model's overdue the freezing rain amounts that are indicated here. So the general idea here is that you're going to have your freezing rain line is pretty much like this, okay, and it's following areas of elevation. It's also accruing higher in the valley areas, so you get, Lehigh Valley is probably the starting point of where you would have concerning freezing rain. Further south, it looks like you're just getting maybe a few hundredths of an inch here at best, just a very, very light accrual. But for anything that would be accruing up to a tenth of an inch or so, you're looking at most of these valley locations up here from the Lehigh Valley up in this area, up into the lower elevations up here in northeast PA. Once you get in the higher elevations, you could get over a tenth of an inch, but probably more likely going to be a tenth or 2/10 of an inch of freezing rain. But that's still a very concerning level of freezing rain. The good thing is, though, we don't have wind to go with this. We'll take out, once this accrues on the branches and the power lines, we're not going to have wind that's going to be pushing it around and weighting it down and taking out power. So I don't think it's going to be a big power issue here, but we will have some slick spots certainly on Friday throughout the day, especially in the morning hours here on Friday when this precipitation comes in. And here's a look at total precipitation of the event. If you made this all liquid, this has been backing off. It's now more like a half inch to maybe as high as 3/4 of an inch in spots. This isn't really that big of a deal as far as total precipitation either. So comparatively speaking to last week when we had the Christmas Eve cold front come through with a low-level jet aligning itself parallel to the front and some very strong winds and very heavy rainfall, this is not that animal at all. Not at all. But we have a different concern here, of course, with this freezing rain potential. We have to watch closely here for especially Friday morning and for areas farther northeast extending into the afternoon hours. But again, total rainfall is not going to be a big deal, and either will be the wind for this event, so that is a good thing. Here's a look at the temperatures on Friday morning as that precipitation is just coming in. You can see temperatures are below freezing here in a lot of areas, so that's because of this cold high. If you look back here to this image right here, and it shows you where the high is in place ahead of it, that's going to be drawing in the cold air ahead of that warm front as it's moving through. So we get to these kind of temperatures overnight, even though it's going to be pretty much overcast. You're still going to have temperatures in the 20s in many locations, and it very slowly warms up throughout the day, and we get temperatures that are going to be still remaining in the 30s for most of the day on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. So it's going to be a cold day on New Year's Day in most areas, and should stay in the 30s just about everywhere. Then we get a little bit of warm air advection overnight, and you can see that coming in here as the warm front pushes off the north, and this is going to be on Saturday morning. We'll have temperatures getting into the low to mid 50s across the region, across at least southeastern areas, and then as that front clears, the temperatures will drop again as we head toward late afternoon and evening. So that's a similar situation to what we saw last week. So we will have that temperature drop once that does that. So after that point, we're going to return to partly to mostly cloudy skies on Saturday with the following temperatures. But quickly on its heels, we have another system coming in that could present another issue here on Sunday, at least for northern areas, as a low pressure wants to move right along the Delmarva here. But there's not a lot of cold air in here, a lot of stale cold air here at this point. So we could have some freezing rain across north central northeast PA, but this is primarily just a shower event for elsewhere across our region. We'll keep an eye on this closely over the weekend as well. This is during the day here on Sunday. We'll come in early on Sunday morning and last pretty much most of the daylight hours here on Sunday with these showers. But again, it's not a real big system. And then we're returning back to partly cloudy skies both Monday and Tuesday of next week, with temperatures getting to slightly above average temperature levels. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for December 30th, 2020. Have a great Wednesday.